In May 2026, Canadians started receiving compensation checks in the mail, the result of a $500 million settlement over a 14-year conspiracy to overcharge every one of us on bread. That money is finally moving, but the bread scandal is only one piece of this. The same chains were caught short-weighting meat, stamping fake maple leaf symbols on imported products, and pocketing record profits through the worst food inflation Canadians have ever seen. We're counting down the 5 worst offenders, from price fixing to outright fraud, plus 2 stores that have actually kept their promises. Stay until the end because the best options might completely change where you shop. The 5 worst. Number 5. Farm Boy. That positioning hurts and is recent, but due to the fact that in spring 2026, CBC News found serious problems, not across the whole chain, but specifically at Farm Boy locations in the Toronto region, where an external supplier was delivering incorrectly pre-packaged product. Farm Boy built its reputation on transparency, local sourcing, verifiable origins. The chain shoppers fled to during the Buy Canadian movement, precisely because it did the quiet, unglamorous work of getting labels right while the big chains didn't. Investigators measuring packaged chicken there recorded the highest packaging overcharges of any store in the study, up to 16.7% on a single package. Not 7% like Walmart, not 11% like No Frills, 16.7%. Tray and wrap weights baked into the meat price before the product even reached the shelf. Farm Boy attributed the issue to its third-party supplier. That may be true, but it is your money on the scale, not the supplier's. You walked into a store built entirely on knowing what you're paying for, and got the worst overcharge of anyone investigated. The brand promise and the reality could not be further apart. Trust, once broken at this level, does not come back easily. Number 4. Walmart Canada. Everyday low prices, groceries, pharmacy, and household goods all under one roof. For millions of Canadians, especially in smaller towns, Walmart isn't just convenient. It's sometimes the only realistic option. That promise of affordability is exactly what makes the next finding so hard to ignore. Walmart was named in the bread price fixing investigation, the everyday low prices chain allegedly helping inflate the price of the most everyday product in your cart. In early 2025, CBC investigated a Walmart in Richmond, BC, and found underweighted turkey and other meat products. The calculated overcharge nearly 7% on a single bill. Packaging weight counted as protein. Plastic charged at meat prices. Different logo on the building. Same scheme on the scale. Consider what Walmart really is, pharmacy and groceries side by side. Millions of Canadians pick up their diabetes or blood pressure prescriptions, then walk 10 steps to buy the groceries meant to complement them. If the meat is underweighted and bread prices were fixed for 14 years, the very foods your doctor prescribed were quietly working against you. Prescriptions and deception under one roof. Number 3. Freshco. Low prices. The word fresh is literally in the name. A promise printed on every sign, every flyer, every bag you carry out the door. Freshco presents itself as the budget-friendly underdog, helping Canadians survive brutal grocery inflation. For working families, that sounds comforting. Here is what most shoppers don't realize. In late 2024, CBC News walked into a Freshco in Toronto and weighed packages of pork, chicken, and beef. Package after package came back light. The overcharge, 7% per item, the plastic tray, cling wrap, and absorbent pad all sitting on the scale, weighed as a meat. Pick up a package of chicken breast at Freshco. What you're holding is less protein than you paid for, less than the label promised. Freshco is owned by Sobeys, whose parent company Empire agreed to a settlement over allegations that Canadians were systematically overcharged on bread for years. Not luxury items, the most basic staple in your kitchen. Fresh by name, short by weight. Number 2. No Frills. No Frills built its entire brand on one promise: the lowest prices in Canada. The yellow and black bag your own groceries Loblaw banner. The place smart Canadians go when they need to stretch every dollar. In the late 2024, CBC walked into a No Frills in Calgary and weighed chicken, pork, and ground beef package by package. Everyone came back short. The overcharge up to 11% per item, the worst of any store CBC tested. The packaging tray, cling wrap, and absorbent pad were all on the scale, charged at meat prices. That is not a rounding error. That is a pattern. No Frills was also implicated in the Loblaw bread price fixing scandal, the same 14-year conspiracy to artificially inflate the most basic staple in your cart. The store that promised you the lowest prices was allegedly conspiring to raise them. No frills, no extras, no honesty. Number 1. Loblaw's, Canada's largest grocery retailer. Over a century of history. Fresh food, fair prices, reliability. That's the brand. Here's the truth. Loblaw's self-reported to the Competition Bureau and received immunity. But what they reported was their own 14-year participation in a bread price-fixing conspiracy. The other conspirators paid fines. And the $500 million class action settlement that followed confirmed the scale of what Canadians had been quietly overcharged for over a decade. Here is how real that is. As of May 2026, settlement checks are hitting Canadian bank accounts. 14 years of overcharging, and the payout works out to less than $50 per household. Let that land. Bread was just the beginning. A CBC investigation found underweighted meat across 80 Loblaw stores, packaging weighed as protein, plastic charged as dinner. Then the labeling fraud. Multiple Loblaw-owned stores were fined by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for stamping maple leaf symbols on imported products, fake origins, false Canadian identity on goods that came from somewhere else entirely, price-fixed bread, underweighted meat, fraudulent Canadian labels. 3 betrayals, 1 store, $500 million in settlements. And they're still the biggest grocer in the country. The 2 best not every chain in Canada operates this way. With Farm Boy now disqualified by its own 2026 numbers, the following 2 stores are the ones that have consistently kept their promises. Number 1. Costco. Costco runs on a model most grocers refuse to touch. Tight cost controls, thin product margins, and revenue driven by memberships, not by quietly inflating your grocery bill. Their Kirkland's signature brand undergoes independent third-party testing with published standards. The kind of transparency Loblaw's cannot offer because its track record would not survive the scrutiny. In the 2025 Dunnhumby Retailer Preference Index, Costco ranked as Canada's #1 grocery retailer across all 5 consumer pillars: price, quality, digital experience, speed, and trust. Not implicated in the bread price fixing scandal, not caught short-weighting meat, not maple washing imported products with fake origin labels. The wild-caught salmon is labeled accurately. The bulk nuts carry clear origin information. Honest weight, honest prices, honest labels. 3 things that should not feel remarkable. After everything on this list, they absolutely are. Number 2, local co-ops. Co-ops eliminate the core problem behind almost every betrayal on this list: shareholder profit. Co-ops are owned by their members, meaning you. Profits return as patronage dividends, not to executives on Bay Street. When Loblaw's coordinated bread price fixing for 14 years, shareholders benefited. Co-ops don't have that conflict of interest. The people who shop there are the same people who own it. Every incentive in the building points in a different direction. Calgary Co-op, federated cooperatives across Western Canada, and independent co-ops coast to coast consistently rank high for community trust and supply chain transparency. Accountability that comes naturally when you answer to your neighbors, not a corporate boardroom in another city. Many carry locally sourced products with verifiable origin claims that hold up to scrutiny. Walk into your local co-op. Ask where the beef comes from. You'll get a real answer from someone who knows. Try asking that at Loblaw's. 5 stores, 5 betrayals, including one that built its entire brand on the trust it only recently failed to protect. Bread prices artificially inflated for 14 years through coordinated price fixing. Meat short-weighted from discount banners to premium chains. Imported products hiding behind maple leaf symbols. These companies are still open, still busy, still counting on the fact that most Canadians shop on autopilot. Stop shopping on autopilot. Before your next grocery run, ask yourself, are you getting honest prices, honest weight, and honest labels? Or just paying for branding? Stores that deliver all three still exist in Canada. You just have to know where to find them.